here is some peeps, and I figured I'd take a little walk tonight, and just seen some things that didn't quite look right to me. Now, when I say don't look right to me, that's a whole nother. It's to each his own interpretation. If you see something that really makes no sense, you may want to check it out, right? Because at the end of the day, um, it's it's to each their own interpretation, and this may very well be uh, nothing. But when you see people with the vest, now this could just be I think it's just paintballs, but I'm not sure. So I don't know. See, some people they just, I don't know. At first I wasn't sure because they put them from the back of their trunk of their car. So I'm not really sure. But we're gonna go check it out because it doesn't seem to me like you would put that. I mean, it kind of looks like it, but like it's just kids. What got me was the kid thing. But I think it's just paintballs. But I'm gonna go make sure. I can hear them now, and it sounds like paintballs. You can tell the CO2 cartridges and shit. I'm just not sure why they wear plates with that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna get a quick picture here. Yeah, the state too. It doesn't really go right. That's just me though. How's it going? What's that? Yes. What do you mean for what? What do you mean for what? You playing paintball or what? Okay.
Videotaping me?
Yes. Now I'm videotaping you. Is there an issue with that?
No, you can do all you want. But I'm just wondering why you're taking pictures of my car.
I'm just.
You trying to start something, or?
I'm not starting anything. Are you starting something?
No,
It's your attitude that when I come up and take a picture, or when I'm doing my freedom, it's the same. It's a two-way street. So it's how you come across is how I come across.
I'm just wondering why you're taking. Are you gonna like freaking do something, or what?
Does it look like I'm gonna do something?
No,
Either one of you?
all I'm seeing is that you're taking a video of a minor.
Yeah, you're taking a video of a 14-year-old.
And I know that's illegal without his permission.
Okay. And we have problems. I mean, where do you usually play paintball at?
This ain't paintball, it's airsoft. And because of COVID, because of Democrats, everything is shut down right now. And
So now we're going into Democrats.
I'm just saying the truth. Everything is shut down because of COVID. And
So I can't come over here and ask you.
you didn't ask me though. You just started taking a picture of my video of my.
Is there
car.
something wrong with me taking a picture when you're out in public?
There is no problem, but I just want to know because I have.
If there was going to be a problem, there would have already been a problem. I guarantee you that.
I'm just wondering because I come up here ready to go and leave, and I see somebody videotaping my.
Bro, do you not know what the fuck I do? Do you even know who I am?
No, I don't. That's why I'm asking. Why is there a reason why you're taking a video of my car?
If you knew who the fuck I was.
And
Do you want to know who I am? Go look me up on YouTube. Fuck the police.
why?
Why is my name Fuck the Police?
No, I said why should I look you up on YouTube?
Because I do the same shit you do.
What?
Dude, I film. Is that not a protective? I film cops, no less. Right?
Yeah, that's your every right to do that.
You got did anybody do First Amendment audits? Do you know what First Amendment audits are?
Yes, I do. And it's,
There you go.
you're taking a video of public people, public property,
Right.
public officials. This is public property, but I have every right to ask you why you're taking a video of my car. Because where stuff is
That's
going right
private
now.
information.
Are you from Minnesota?
My car was. I live in South Dakota now.
Okay.
My car in Minnesota.
Have you switched over your plates?
Not yet.
Do you think you should?
Yeah.
How old are you?
20.
You look it, but you don't look it.
I'm 20. I have an ID and I can prove it right now.
This is your brother?
That's why you not my brother, which is a minor.
Okay. So I don't see what the big deal is.
I'm not. The only problem that I have is coming up here when I ask you what you're doing and you start flipping out and start videotaping us. I don't care if you videotape us. I'm just
No, you don't have a choice because I'm videotaping. You don't have a choice. You get that, right?
I know if you're.
I'm not here to sit here and put you on blast. I can tell you that. I can tell you this. There's a paintball place out of town a couple miles. There's places in town that sell paintball.
Places are closed right now. Do you not get that? They're closed. I look on the websites of what places are, and they're closed because of COVID.
Bro, what is... So that means take it to a park.
That's a park. That is a creek bed.
Correct. So whose property is who?
That's the state. That's the public. I have every right to go down into a creek bed.
Okay.
Play airsoft. That is not against the law.
Did I say it was?
No, but you're acting like I have no right to be here airsofting. You're acting like that.
No, I believe you're the one that engaged me in conversation about your car. So we should get our facts straight real quick, because I am a fact kind of guy. You know, I don't videotape to distort the shit, and I don't care about politics. And fuck Trump, and fuck the Democrats, and fuck all of them. Look at what they've done to our entire fucking America. So you wearing a vest or you wearing guns that look...
Is this against the law having...
I don't know what the fuck it is.
Is airsoft, which you can tell.
Right.
Is that against the law? Tell me that.
No.
Okay, there's your answer. The only thing that I have a problem with...
You don't have a problem. Do you live here?
Yes, I do.
How far?
Like 3 blocks.
Okay, and I lived fucking a block.
Okay, and I'm just wondering.
So I can come over to your house, we can play airsoft tomorrow in your backyard?
I don't even know you. That's just creepy.
Is it?
Yeah, it's creepy.
Is it? That's okay. Cause the creep meter goes both ways, doesn't it?
A 30-year-old.
35. Thank you. 35.
To a minor and a 20-year-old who did nothing. And you think you are bigger than all of us because you have a camera videotaping us trying
Do you care about your elders? Do you pay attention to your elders?
I care about my family and my elders.
Right. Kind of sounds like a little me. I.
I don't know you, so why should I care about
I would care about everybody in the park, right?
Do you see anybody else in the park?
Did I see someone else in the park earlier? Yes, I did.
And okay, and if you were here before that, because you were way over there. When there was people in the park playing, me and my brother.
You know why I stayed way the fuck over there? Because I'm a smart man. I'm a smart motherfucker. That's why.
And in the creek bed, away from the people. And when they left, we came up here to load our BBs and drink some water. And then we go back down into the creek bed.
I'm just saying, you see kids.
And we went over there.
You're seeing a cleared out park.
Because we went over there. And there's a cleared out park. Is there a problem of us just going around here?
I'm just saying, bro. Look at it from all angles.
I am. The only question that I had...
I see you from 20 or 30 feet away. I don't know what the fuck you have until I come over here and ask you.
Airsoft, we had a bag of BBs and stuff. There was people right here and they saw us loading our BBs and knew they were being airsoft guns. Like, that's a problem. And the only question I had before you started something, why are you videotaping my car? That's the only
I haven't started anything.
Stop.
You have an issue with me taking a photo of your public car.
What's been going on recently? People getting killed?
Oh my God, are you a cop now?
I'm not a cop.
What are
I have
you?
friends who were killed because of this shit. I had a friend whose house was burned down because of the side of it. That's why I'm on that shit.
Shit happens.
Yeah,
Shit happens when you're shit happens when shit happens when
And I know more than this dumb motherfucker. I know people.
Language.
You don't know anything about the 1A auditing community. You don't know anything about, you know nothing.
What he's trying to do is a First Amendment audit, which this is not a First Amendment audit. All he wants to do is start some shit. By walking up to strangers that
Bro.
you don't know.
By the way, if you did know, taking a picture of a car and recording.
If I put this on the front of my car and I strap it to the windshield on a mount and I drive and I use GPS and I use it.
Every right to videotape a car on public property. The only question why I asked him, I'm trying to keep it simple. You don't need to fucking swear. My only question was, why are you doing it? What is it for? Because I have every right to ask you. What are you trying to do? What is it for?
What do people that are filming try to do? You've seen it on YouTube. I know you have.
Okay, and I did watch the First Amendment audit, and they do it to public officials on.
Is this not better filming you rather than calling someone?
Okay, call the cops. We are doing nothing illegal.
Why would I do that? Why wouldn't I just come over here and ask you?
You didn't ask us. All I did is come up here. I see you start filming my car. Then you start filming.
So who was triggered first?
I wasn't triggered by asking you, what are you doing? Why are you filming my car?
So where do you live?
I'm not going to tell you exactly where I live, but I live close enough to be able to walk here or drive here, like, very quick. I live like 3 blocks, 4 blocks away from here.
So you realize what goes on in this neighborhood then?
Yeah, I lived here for a long time.
Okay.
With my mom.
This is the north side, right?
Yeah.
So you realize a lot of shady shit goes on.
Yeah. Drug deals and cops.
There you go. You said it.
There was a cop that passed by here a while. He didn't stop. He didn't call it in. I have a freaking airsoft cover right here that clearly says airsoft.
Right. You have to understand where I'm coming from.
And you got to understand where I'm coming from is I have every right to be in public property.
I never said you didn't. If I'm talking to you, I'm talking to you. That's a cordial conversation. Even if you don't look at it as a cordial conversation. You don't need to know what my if you're freaked out about me and I'm freaked out about you, I'd say that's a pretty.
You have every right to ask me what I'm doing, but you didn't do that. You just started filming, and I asked you as like.
Bro, I do what I do. I'm a free motherfucker. Do you know what a free man is?
Yes, I know.
You don't know what it is to be free. You don't know what it is to be free. I guarantee you, because I don't care about none of them cops. None of them. They don't dictate what I do and where I go. And there is no property line.
And why are you filming?
Because I can, bro.
Okay, yeah,
I'm free. I'm free. What do you guys film? Are you guys in YouTube? Do you want to be in YouTube?
Gonna put it on YouTube?
What if I told you that it's already on YouTube? There's not a if there was or is. When you're my status, when you hit the live button, you're live. That goes up to the cloud. That just doesn't come down. You know what I'm saying? So the Google people or the YouTube people, that's where you got to go in, flag if you don't like yourself being on camera or how it came out or that you're on a private property, or that's when we cut, slice, edit video and we make it look real good. Now you guys either come out looking like young, mature adults or you look like little kids. And we differentiate the boys from the men real quick. Now, the way you talking is you want to sympathize with the cops. You don't feel like.
What's wrong with the police? I have no problem with the cops.
Right. We have problems with the cops. I do.
Okay, that's you. I don't.
Right. That's why I film, for my safety.
And am I a cop?
I don't know what you are until I ask.
You didn't ask.
I don't need to ask. I need to collect, and then I need to ask. Or I need to just wait. And usually mouths start opening when you walk up, when they want a confrontation. So you gotta split it as who talked first. Who's got the bigger mouth first? That's what I would say. So who said what first?
I just said, why are you selling my car?
You can go on fuck the police. It's all lowercase. It's fuck space the space police on YouTube. And you can watch yourself there. You could do it right now live. And so you can rewind all the way back to the beginning and you can say, this is what I said, this is what he said, this is what I said, this is what he said. You can even make a cool little meme about yourself.
All I did was ask, why are you selling my car? That is a simple question. I didn't say you can't. I said, why?
Why do people ask stupid questions all the time? I run into it all the time.
That is a stupid question. Because I don't know you. You're a person who
Hey, I don't know you either. It's a good way to get to know each other. It's a good way to respect each other. It's a good way to start the conversation. They don't start the conversation in Kenosha, Wisconsin, do they? They just start lighting shit up. Because they don't care. I have more respect for you than that.
And the only question I simply asked was, why are you selling my car? And you had a,
Bro, because I can.
well, I'm not
Do you got a,
I just asked.
do we got another reason for what I'm doing?
I just had a simple question. Why are you? And you have to answer me. You can just say,
Did I say you had to leave?
no. And
Did I say you had to quit firing your weapon?
no,
I didn't.
we were about to. I'm just wondering why
You guys don't have to leave. I'll leave. I'll walk away and I'll disengage. I step into someone that's not me. I respect you more than that to do that to you. But if you were run into by a cop, you never know what you would get. Most kids would be mindful in times like these that this could happen to them.
What, cops?
The cops.
I had a cop stop me once and something he asked where I was doing. He never had a gun drawn on me. He just said, is that real or fake? And I told him it's fake. I took my stuff out and
And if you would have answered the question wrong, what would he have said?
it's common sense to, if you have any gun that looks like a real firearm, or anything that is, set it to your side, keep your hands off the trigger. Like when I started talking to you, I kept it down. I'm not waving it around or anything. That's how you get shot, is when you start touching your stuff, or you start putting your hands in your pocket when the cop tells you to.
Right.
There are bad police out there. I can admit that. There is
Yeah.
bad ones, and there is good ones. But the majority of cops are good. There's only the few rotten apples in the department that give the cops bad news.
I would say you have a few more years to go. And when you really realize how dangerous it is, what you're doing, I think you would rethink the way it looks and how little kids present and look at. And from me, from 20 yards off, I do so much online that I can tell when it's an assault style rifle. That's not saying I can tell that it's an airsoft or if it's got the pin sheared down or it's fully automatic or semi. I don't know.
And you had it.
But I would be more than happy to come up, have a conversation and learn something new. I could get educated.
The only question I had and stuff, which was kind of reasonable, is all I asked is why. All you can say is YouTube, and I'll do it with okay. And I would have just gotten my car.
That's not why I do this is YouTube. I don't make that. I can easily delete this. Click. Nothing here. No content here. And just click, edit, done, gone. They didn't want to be filmed. They don't appreciate it. Look, when I seen the vest and I seen how young you both looked when you went to the back of your trunk,
Damien, stay out of it. Stay out of it.
I'm fine if you film me, just as long as he blurs it out.
He can have every right to film you if you're on public property, but just stay out of it because you're going to make it worse. I'm trying to have reasonable conversation.
I'm not going to get pissed. I mean, I get 14-year-olds. I get their mentality, and I was there too at one point. Smart is smart, and wrong. I mean, I'd like to say I've already been through it all. I've already been through the ringer, and I've already been to jail. And eventually, with the airsoft guns, or whether that turns into shooting out windows across town, or you get a lot of broken windows. Look, if the cops aren't going to come do the job, then someone else got to come do the job. Okay? They're scared to come out here, or they don't want to come out here because it's not illegal, considering it's an open carry.
Wait, are you talking about the cops or the people?
The cops.
I don't see why a cop ain't going to be scared to come out and check on something if it was that serious.
Well, they just say it's not against the law, but what they don't realize, it's not open carry to begin with. They don't know the full story, but they're lazy and they don't want to do their jobs. And it's my job to keep my community safe. It's my job to protect my family. When I pull in and I feel like I should turn around, I'd say that's an issue for me. I don't have a problem with turning around.
It's open carry.
Well, sure, it's open carry, but But if you have a kid riding with you that runs his mouth, I'm going to tell you this right now. That open carry shit will just get you killed. Because the bottom line is what they're not saying is if you move or you point your gun the wrong way or it's not unloaded or the proper whatever.
That's if it's a real firearm, but like I told my brother-in-law.
But people, you seen the little kid in Ohio that got shot. Tell me.
The kid who had a BB gun
A BB gun,
like a real
yeah.
gun, and he pointed it at the officers. Yeah, I saw that. And he got himself killed by pointing it
I don't so much. You know what? Even if you pointed a fit.
pointing it at people's faces when they were walking down the street. There's a security camera of it. You'll point it at the person's face and do that to you, to do it back to the person. And when the cops came, he had the gun in his hand and he pointed it at them. That's why they got out the car and shot. Because they had the gun. Then I said, let's go, grab your stuff, and let's get out of here. And then started seeing you filming my car. I don't have a problem with you filming my car. I just would let you know. And
Because I can. The same as you can do what you do, I can do what I do, right? That's what freedom is. But a lot of us don't realize it and don't know we have it. And a lot of us are burying our head in the sand, not paying attention to what's going on in the real world. And even as a kid, get educated because you grow up real quick and shit gets real quick. And
that's how I grew up, and that's why I obey the law. And rights are muscles, and if you don't exercise them, you lose them. And laws are there to protect people. Me, I was strangled to death when I was 6 years old. I was living when I was 3 minutes dead. So I did grow up that day, real quick. So, and I'm going to trust my life at cops because they're there to protect my life. Yes, there's that and they should be accountable for their actions. But when the protests and riots are happening and people are getting 30 people dead, that's me. 30 people dead.
right.
And to tell you the truth, you can't say that I don't know. I don't know you. I don't know what your political views are, but you can't say it's people protesting when Black Lives Matter burns down a building and there was a person in there and the person got killed. That's not peaceful protesting.
Look, it's not about peaceful protesting anymore. And that's what you got to understand. In Minneapolis, it's not about peaceful protesting. You missed the memo that said that the peaceful protesting was out the window the minute that you abuse and you're tyrants and you abuse the minority and you put a boot on a guy's neck and you take his life. That's when it become a little bit upgraded. And not just for one, for everybody.
So people have the right to kill minorities because black people are mostly being shot and killed by the riots. So you're saying that they have every right to destroy black-owned businesses, black people's houses, black people's churches, killing black people. A black grown man, was shot and killed in front of his 6-year-old daughter walking down the street by the Black Lives Matter protesters.
I endorse what is going on right now. I am a part, I think, of the overall picture, the broader view that I see for a better America. I don't want to sit here and put up with tyrant cops. And you say it's not everybody, but the good ones quit because the bad ones get them out. And the bad ones are doing bad things around them. And the good cops, they just quit their job and leave.
The reason why cops are quitting now is because they're too scared to do their jobs because of the governors threatening a lot earlier than they are supposed to. Cops are needed, but yes, I can agree, there are bad apples in the tree. But you can't just say all cops are bad. David Dorn, a black retired police chief, shot and killed for just protecting a business? He was a black man, and he was shot and killed. And he wasn't even a cop anymore.
In what happens, we're all held accountable for our own actions. Yeah.
Who's that going to come out of? Who's that?
Us again. We pay for everything. We the tax-paying people. Someone forgot about we the people. They don't understand we the people.
This is going to be a for example. Riders are at front of your house, and you have two choices. And they're going to break, and you are in fear of your life. And you think they're going to break into your house and kill you. What will you do? Stand your ground with the firearms and call the cops, or let it happen? Will you let them kill you, or will you defend your property and your life?
I myself would probably defend my life, property, and kids, being as I am the man of the house. But at the other point of that is, you should always be the bigger man, and you would never use force if force was not necessary. So meaning you don't go into a gunfight because someone's kicking in the front door and has no weapons. If you see a weapon,
So you're saying house women who defend their house almost every day are in the wrong for defending against intruders?
no, they're fine if they have guns on them. They're fine if someone's stealing your stuff. That's still, but
Riots are happening. Businesses are getting robbed, and they
right. But they had ample time to get out of the community. They had ample time to leave their businesses. They know what's going on. They know this is going to happen.
They shouldn't be forced to shut down their business and fire every one of their employees just to
The cops should quit killing people. That's a fact. They should quit killing people.
Well, how many people were shot and killed last year? How many black people were shot and killed last year by cops? Just give me the number. How many?
Could be 300-400.
Nope, wrong. How many? 8.
800?
8. No, only 8.
8.
How many whites were shot and killed last year by cops?
Probably. What? You're full of it. What are you looking? What statuses are you looking at?
Statistics from the official FBI website. Who they have to do.
Well, then that's underreported.
That's public information.
That's well.
The majority of black people who died are from black on black violence. Black people shooting other black people. And that's a fact. Because if you go to Chicago, do you see what's happening in Chicago right now? People are dying and it's needless.
Because they have no gun rights there. Their gun rights are gone. They're taken away. You understand that, right?
Because the only people who are trying to take away your gun rights are the socialist communists. They're the only people who are trying to take away your rights.
So what do you think Chicagoans that can't defend themselves are thinking of their government right now?
Because
They're a little pissed.
tell you a little truth. Guess which party runs Chicago?
Would you say Democrat?
It is the Democratic-run city.
Okay.
Portland, Democratic-run. Riots for...
Do you think we need a change in government?
Chicago, riots, a Democratic Party. Riots are still happening, and murder and robberies are skyrocket, like roof-breaking records. New York City, murder and riots and robbery are skyrocket high right now, and they're all Democratic run.
How much Call of Duty do you play?
I don't play Call of Duty.
Do you play any games online?
Yeah, when I want to enjoy the game, because that's a game. There's a difference between gaming and life.
Yeah, but what games do you play? My viewers want to know.
Oh, I play Battlefield, Call of Duty, and all that shit, and sometimes Call of Duty, but the new Call of Duties are terrible.
Okay, do you play on your phone or do you play on Xbox or PlayStation?
Play on console.
Okay. They just my audience has a preference of what questions that they have, and
So is this what you're doing, just going around asking people questions about politics and what all that?
no, I am not I don't look. I do the protests. I do when there's a Blue Line get together downtown. I'll go there. They call it stirring the pot, I guess. But all I want is change for the better in the government side of things.
That's a good thing. There needs to be change. People do a good thing, but you can't make change with violence.
I'm not the one doing the violence. I can guarantee you that. I got a camera in my hand. And I encourage you to pick. Yes.
He was revolutionary. Peaceful protests, and he got stuff done, and that was good. That's awesome. He got the civil rights. But when you start burning people's homes, businesses, hospitals, churches, schools, you start burning it down, all that's going to do is burden the people who live in that neighborhood and taxes. People like you and me are going to have to pay for that stuff.
Right. We pay the insurance premiums. We pay for the law enforcement to be there. We pay for the tanks. We pay for the military. Tell me what we don't pay for. And the joke is on us when we have no money, broke, and don't get our check. Because they don't want to pay.
Are you talking about the stimulus check?
Any check. We don't get no help. We get to be broke. How you been feeling lately?
Fine.
Fine. Like you got enough money, you're more than happy. Your government's treated you well, and they're making you wear a mask. So you can't even go and get a drink.
That's another thing that I'm doing. That's my way to peaceful protest. I don't support the masks.
Exactly.
That's constitutional rights.
Do you believe COVID exists, and who have you seen that has had it?
COVID does exist, yes. And I had customers, because I work at public service, and I have customers who come in and say they had it and stuff, but they got better from it. Me, I'm surprised I haven't got it yet, because I've been working in the public around a lot of people. But the reason why I don't support the mask is because it does not work. All you're doing is breathing in the germs, the bacteria, and everything your body's trying to get out, and you're breathing it back in.
Right.
And I watch statistics and scientists saying that everything that's happening, that what the Democrats are doing, the shutdowns, with people losing their jobs, is meaningless. You can reopen the country, and you don't have to be scared of getting sick. Because if you're above the age of 70 to 80, you have a chance to get it and die from it if you have pre-existing conditions. But if you're below the age of 55 to 25, you're less likely to get it and die from it if you do get it.
Do you feel like the news is fake news, or do you feel like the news is legit news?
Depends on who it is. The news is gonna steer. I don't watch CNN because what CNN's been doing for the past 3 months is basically saying the riots don't exist. All that is your imagination. All that is conspiracy theory. I don't believe that. Fox News, I don't just listen to Fox News. I listen to liberals. I listen to everybody's view.
Yep.
I try to get all the information to add to the equation. I'm not going to jump and say, oh, he said this, you're a racist, and not get the rest of the facts of why you said it. CNN lies to people saying nothing's happening, people aren't dying, and all this is conspiracy theory. I'm sick of turning on the news and hearing that black kids are getting shot in the riots by black people. I'm sick and tired of hearing kids dying by the rioters and protesters. I'm sick of that. Because if I lose my brother or my family does it, I'm going to be mad. I will be sad because it's needless violence.
Right. Right. And you got to understand where they're coming from too. If they lose their young one, or he tries to go around get in the car because he's scared because someone pulls up and he doesn't understand where he has to put his hands. So the educational has to go down from generation and brother. But let's say this, black people, when they get out of the car, their moms and dads have already taught them how to get out of the car. They've already said what you have to do.
I come from a small town. We have black families there. I never once see. I even have black friends. I never once hear them say that they are taught by their family like that. They have to do that. All their family has to do is, if you are talking to a cop, be respectful. If the cop pulls you over, keep your hands on the steering wheel. Because if you start moving around and stuff, because you heard about the guy who shot 7 times in the back, right?
Yeah. That's the one in Wisconsin, Kenosha.
It turned out that he raped a girl that morning, and he had a sexual assault warrant on him, and she raped her again that same day. And then when the cops tried to arrest him, he punched and kicked him off it and tried to run. And when he went to his car, he reached into the car, and what was in the car? A big fucking knife.
You do realize that they dropped his charges. He has no more warrants. As of last Friday, they took his cuffs off of him finally in the bed as he's paralyzed from the waist down. What is the purpose of having a guy handcuffed? Yes, he's unhandcuffed now.
Why they had the handcuffs on him is because the paralyzed was not confirmed yet. They stated that. The doctor stated he could be paralyzed from the waist down, but they don't know yet because people can regain the nerves and the fingers.
Do you think that cop could have used his taser?
They did use the taser twice and it didn't work. They did use the taser and he got up and...
I did not see that in the video.
Are you talking about the phone camera that literally started when he was walking away?
Yeah, kind of. That's the left angle from his porch.
If you watch the full story, the cops literally said, you are under arrest, we have a warrant for you. They tried to arrest him, he resisted arrest, punched them, kicked them, and ran to his car to get the knife. I'm not saying that what they did was right, but they did use tasers. And tasers were deployed.
And you think by getting in your car, you want to be safe, Away from the guns. He didn't have a gun.
He had a knife,
He did not have a gun though.
but there was a knife. A knife can
Did he have the knife in his hand?
He was reaching for it,
Did he plunge the knife at the cop?
but they couldn't because the cops were trying to stop him from getting it.
That cop had the back of his shirt. He was not even trying to pull him back.
His front end was still in the car. If you're getting attacked from somebody from behind, you are still able to use your arms and hands to grab something. Just because you have something on the back of your shirt does not mean automatically you can stop the person. Cops have a tough job, just like our soldiers. It's a split-second decision, like that.
You can't take another man's life in split-second decision, dude. You can't do it.
There was, watch the video of, have you seen the black officer who was shot and killed by a guy? He was literally talking to the guy. Nothing was happening, no violence, no nothing. Not able to talk to the guy because the guy was in somebody's yard. Guy went in his pocket, pulled out a gun, and shot the cop right in the head, right there. Split-second decision. You have to make a split-second decision to act. That's why soldiers, if you're a soldier in the army and you hesitate, that's when you die. If you're a cop and you hesitate, you can die. Cops have families.
I think they're scared. I think that they're policing out of their scared feelings. I think that cops suffer from PTSD from all the altercations that they get in, and I think that it goes undetected, and that is more dangerous. And the power goes to their head from the vest, the gun, wearing what they wear. Most people just cuff up. There's no need to beat them after they get them in cuffs. Let's just say that.
I can agree with that, but you also have to think there. Not all cops suffer from PTSD. Yes, they need to be mentally, like they have to have a mental training in life to make them if they're able to do the job. But you also have to think it is a tough job. Split-second decision. They have to follow the law. They have to abide by it. Yes. Like when was it? Back in like where the cop, that black guy was pulled out of his car and he was beating stuff, and those cops were charged, and new laws were made because of that.
Right.
That's wrong because the cops were literally beating him when he had his hands up, obviously.
Or Rodney King.
And yeah, Roger King. And
Yep.
they were beating him for no reason. Then they threw him to the ground and started beating him. That's unnecessary. But you also have to think if somebody, for example, guy's right there, like this guy right here. That guy aimed a gun at him, but didn't do nothing. Then the guy says, "Why are you aiming that gun at me?" And then somebody over there starts the video when the guy trying to walk over to him. Videos, you can't just rely on videos. You have to.
I understand videos are not 100% proof. It's a frame by frame thing, and what we see, a lot of times our minds jump to interpretations of what happens in the video. Doesn't mean that's a fact. It can't tell. Sometimes the camera makes you look either fatter or it'll make you look skinnier. People cannot discern.
One thing I can suggest to you is if you want to try out is like what some news reporters do. They go to the police station and stuff and they do like the test that a cop has to do, like the
Right along.
not a ride along. It's a test where they put you in a simulation test. They use airsoft guns or they use like fake guns, and they put you in a situation where you have to think what to do. It's a split-second decision. And there's news reporters who work for CNN and did it, and they're like, yes, a cop's job is hard because there's a report, the black guy who was a reporter, I forgot his name, and once I do find out what his name was, but he was like, you say what you say, cops are bad and stuff until you did that test. And he was like, that was hard. And they were like, hey, why did you shoot the guy? He's like, oh, because he was charging at me with a knife after I told him to drop the knife. If I were you, I would do one of those because then you can get to understand what job they have to do.
I think that I've already filed my own lawsuits against them. I'm online as filing my own against the police department, against 3 law enforcement officers. I don't feel that I have to ask any more questions after 35 years of taking their BS. This year alone is over $3,000 to $4,000 paid in bail money, in fines, in fees, over nothing but speech and words.
And you're saying that you are in a civil lawsuit right now?
Yeah,
And because they violated your rights.
correct.
Okay. I'm not going to get into that
No, I.
I have to say, if they're just doing that, arresting you just for your rights, that's against your rights.
If I use my middle finger and I flip someone off, or I flip a,
That's freedom of speech.
that's freedom of speech.
It's rude. It is rude.
It's rude.
But it is freedom of speech unless you do physical harm to the person.
Right. So you flip a cop off on 41st Street.
Is that what exactly happened? You flipped off a cop and you arrested him.
Yeah.
There was no other crime or anything.
There's no other crime. There's the.
And if that did,
I wasn't even filming the guy.
and if that was the reason, and that did happen, yes, you are in the right to sue because that is a civil lawsuit.
Have you heard of James Freeman?
James Freeman?
Yeah.
I think I heard the name, but I have to see, check the picture.
James Freeman on YouTube. Look him up, and then scroll down to Tyrant Alert Sioux Falls, and that's me. So he was all the way up from. I'll just say where he comes from, and he was filming, and I went to go meet him on 41st Street, and that's when I flipped the cop off, and I was on camera. He was filming me, but I was not filming, and so he didn't get arrested. I did. And he's an open carry kind of guy. So he wears his gun on his hip, and he almost got arrested also. But he did nothing wrong also. But they were putting their gloves on, fixing to glove up and grab him. And he said, no, you're not going to do this to me because I have a camera.
And I do support that. If they did something wrong, then yes, sue them and get something changed.
Well, and that's just it. We want change. All the money in the world will not help me. It needs to help the next guy. It needs to help you so that, or the cops to get more training so that they can quit doing this to people.
And I also support that. But defunding the police, that's not going to do anything. If you defund the police, that's taking them money away from their training.
Well, our cities are going to crumble more because of the defunding, I think. That's my thoughts. You're going to end up as a Detroit.
It's happening in New York. They already defunded the police, and that's why the murder, the rape, and the robbery has been going skyrocketing.
Right.
It's because the Democratic, he is a Democratic here, so I'm going to say Democratic, because he is a Democrat. He told the cops that they have to stand down and they can't do nothing. The cops can't go against the mayor or the state because they work for the state.
Now, what do you think about Epstein and Epstein Island?
That pedophile?
Yes.
Fucking send him to jail. His nuts cut off with a fucking toenail clipper. If you're a pedophile, you don't deserve no mercy.
Right. Okay. Well, that's pretty much it. I mean,
Whoever gets caught on that deserves to go to prison.
and there's a lot popping up, and even Sanford here in South Dakota, Mr. Denny.
I don't care who it is. Whoever's on that boat or whoever lives on that island, I'm talking about Bill Clinton too.
Yes, Bill's got to go.
Go to jail because pedophilia is wrong.
Right.
And it's,
So do you want to give your name or no?
I prefer not to.
Okay.
Because I'm not going to ask if
A nickname, a YouTube name. Do you have a YouTube channel? If people want to subscribe to you, I'm not sure how they're going to feel about this or not. I see a few comments.
everybody has a right to express how they feel. It is America. You can express how you feel. If they hate me for some reason, okay, they hate me. I just would like to ask why they hate me. And if I don't know if they're saying, if they're calling me a racist, I would like to know.
No. You can go back and watch this later tonight. When you got some time, go back, watch it. You can always comment down below in the comments section and be like, nah, just cut it, edit it. I think you're going to find a few learning tips in it, and I think that you'll pick up a camera yourself.
Oh, no, I support like the First Amendment audits and people who go up cameras because, like I said, rights are like muscles. If you don't exercise them, you're going to lose them.
I think we've lost a lot, and we don't realize what we've lost.
For example, like you said, you were just expressing freedom of speech. Yes, a middle finger is rude, but it's still your right and your freedom of speech. And the cops arrested you. That was wrong.
Right.
Yes, they should go over, like where I'm from, there's these cops who are under like a civil lawsuit because they vaginal searched a woman on the side of the street.
I seen that one.
40 degrees negative weather.
That's bad.
They deserve to get fired.
Right. It's like assault. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it was. It was assault on the side of the road. There's a proper setting to do that in, which take her to a hospital.
She did say that she wanted to wanted to go to the police station and do it, but the cops where I'm from, yeah, there's some good ones, but there are also some jackasses.
Just because you do drugs doesn't mean you're a POS, doesn't mean you should be degraded as such, right? It just shouldn't be like that.
Unless the person's on heroin or meth, then I have a big problem. Because that's when I was abused when I was young and strangled, the guy was on meth with me.
Right. And see, in South Dakota, we have a big problem with that.
It happened in South Dakota. You don't have to say that, but it did happen in South Dakota. Because of my case, there's new child protective laws in South Dakota because I was one of the cases that helped the laws.
Right. And there is problems with that. And that stuff is very bad and it ruins a lot of people's lives. I'm not going to take away from that.
There's a girl, my mom's friend, daughter. She was good. She was nice until she started doing meth. And then you can tell the difference how she was treating her baby when she had a baby.
Yeah.
You can see the difference like what she was doing to her baby. And it's sad. It's the addiction part. People need to get help for that shit because it's dangerous.
Right. And you're smart. And I can tell you're smart. And there's obviously why I come over here is not to cause a problem.
It's
is not.
Debating. I call it civil debating.
Was I questioning in my mind what I seen? Yeah. So for me, I question. But hey, if we go to Kenosha, Wisconsin, it's on every street corner, and they're carrying whether you like it or not. So, but I'm like, yeah, I don't know where the car's from. It's part of it. You'd be like, yeah, it's none of your business. Stay out of it.
Oh no, the only problem that I had is just coming up here and then you seen that
filming.
Yeah, I was like, what's he doing and all that, like just
right
and stuff. But other than that, you can do whatever you want. I would have just liked to know.
You don't have a YouTube channel though.
I do, but I would not like to get that.
Okay, you could get some followers, you could get some subscribers, and you could get to 1,000 to where you can go live. I'm sure if they liked your intelligent conversation, which I didn't dislike it, I didn't hate any part of it. I think the dialogue's open. I don't want to keep you guys here all night. I'm totally done.
The only problem that I have that I think was disrespectful when he I don't believe in swearing and
but it's his right. It's your right.
Yeah,
freedom of speech.
But yeah, I know it. But it's how I was raised. I was allowed to swear, but I wasn't allowed to swear like a sailor to just a random person because it is rude. But
right. It's rude, but I'm not one of these Trump supporters that's gonna come assault you or you for your beliefs. But what I've seen is some of these Trump supporters will come out and assault. For
to tell you the truth, I haven't seen any Trump supporters go and assault people. The only people that I saw were doing the assaulting was Antifa and the Black Lives Matter. The only thing that I saw with Trump supporters, which it is their right to do it, was when they're riding down the street and they're using paintballs. Paintballs aren't bullets. Antifa and the Black Lives Matter shot and killed a random person on the street with a bullet. A paintball ain't gonna kill somebody. A bullet will.
Oh, I think a paintball war is needed and in effect. I think we more should be paintballing, not the whole gun thing. And
I do support that. Use
for sure.
Not bullets, because bullets kill, and you can't. The person. It's the needless violence in killing is pointless. There's no need.
Right. Well, we don't, and this is why guns worry people more than anything else. It's because the violence that comes along with them. But that doesn't mean that you're doing anything wrong by being here. And it can totally mean, it's just that I noticed that younger, whether I say shorter, whatever I say, I just seen what looked young. And if you're saying the age, it makes sense to me that it is around that age, right? So I would say it's warranted when they look like assault rifles, right?
Like I do so.
But
there's also I do my guns. I love guns a lot. But the only thing I have a problem with is when people call like an AR an assault rifle. An AR is not an assault rifle. AR doesn't even stand for assault rifle. It stands for Armalite Rifle. It's the name of the company. And to tell you the truth, automatic weapons are illegal in the United States. You're not allowed to own an automatic weapon. That's not going to stop criminals from getting it, but it is illegal to own an automatic.
Right, right.
This actually boggled my mind because I didn't think it was true. I was trying to do research. More people are shot and killed by pistols than rifles, and that blew my mind. And you are more likely to get stabbed by a knife than get shot with a rifle.
Right, right.
And that boggled my mind because I thought it was the opposite.
There's why. See, and that goes to the fact you're either mentally competent. I've talked to people that own weapons or own 10 or 20, and they come across as just total nut jobs. So the bottom line is, should you have one, are you
that's the thing. That's
competent?
That's another thing about the background checks. Background checks do work.
Yeah.
But they can't work if the state doesn't like all the school shootings that happened. Tragedies.
Yeah.
Should have never happened. The reason why they should have never happened is because the people who done it had prior history with the cops and all that. But
Right.
it's not the job of the cops to write the report. It's the job of the state to, hey, you need to write a report because this kid had some trouble with the cops with said weapon or said item, and then they had to send it to the state, and that's how the background checks works. What background check is prior criminal history. And if you don't have the prior criminal history on your record, they can't stop you from getting the gun.
Yeah, you're gonna get it, and regardless of how you're feeling that day. Exactly. They're not 100 proof. But and nobody's asking for more. That's not what I mean. That's not what I'm saying at all. So the advocation on either side, it's
more guns have been sold in the United States ever since the riots started.
Oh yeah.
If you want
COVID. I think COVID's what started it. Then the riots, and I think everybody's so scared that they're just grabbing. They're buying anything on the shelves. Look at a gun that was on the shelf pre-COVID. Look at the price tag, and then look at it after COVID. You're talking $300-400 upmark. And then where's the bullets? I mean, you can't find them. Sold out. Not available.
And just getting back to the riots. All the that's happening, it's needless. Needless violence.
Right.
I can agree. There were some people who were supporting Black Lives Matter, and that were good. But you have to, if you go to the official website of them, they clearly say that they're Marxists, communists. I'm not saying that's wrong, but if you're going to openly support burning down buildings, killing people, and assaulting random people, and going into a restaurant and pushing your beliefs on other people, and if they don't do what you ask, you scream in their face.
Right. There's a lot of violence that comes along with a lot of these groups that we've never seen before. And Antifa was one of the first ones that I seen when we seen the violence, and it was a while ago. And I'm still not really 100% sure if I understand what their message is, or what they kind of don't talk. They kind of, I mean, their message is pure violence.
What Antifa stands for is anti-fascism. And they don't understand that what they're doing by forcing people by gunpoint or by assaulting them with weapons, that is fascism.
Right.
Fascism is a government or a group of people who are pushing their beliefs against you, against your will. And then you got these people who believe in socialism. Guess what army during World War II had socialism?
Which one?
The Nazi Army.
Okay.
The Nazi Army was the Socialist Republic Army, or the National Socialist Army. And when I hear people who are saying that they want socialism and calling other people Nazis, it can't work both ways. You can't support socialism and then call somebody else a Nazi.
Right.
And like me, I'm a German, and I mix with a lot of stuff. I'm called a mutt because I mix with a lot of stuff.
Heinz 57 mutt is what we call that.
And I was called Nazi. I was called a white supremacist for nothing in school. I was called these horrible names, and they never had any evidence against me.
Right.
How I treat people is, you treat me with respect, I'll treat you with respect. But
Right.
if he's flat out calling me names and all that and stuff, then I'm not gonna talk to you or mess with you.
Do you believe that America is built, and do you believe that America is good to their people, or do you believe that it's kind of taken this turn towards tyranny? And do you see any resemblances having 3 million people incarcerated that would say it's more gearing towards Nazi?
Actually, America is the most freest country in the world. If you go anywhere else, no other country is freer. They don't have the same constitution as us. People say yes they do, no they don't. And the one place where they do is in Europe. Europe has a socialized government healthcare. Meaning
Right.
the government runs their healthcare. And there's this baby who the government said should not live, and they killed him because they said it was too expensive to keep the child alive than just kill him. That was wrong.
Do you believe that we get rid of a lot of babies unnecessarily?
Abortion's wrong.
It's
Because,
okay. Yep.
For example, this is why I tell a lot of people who support abortion. Just imagine when you are a baby and your parents had you aborted. What will you think? Well, I don't know. Okay, I can't because you'll be dead.
Right.
And this is actually the gross part, how abortion is done. The doctors go into the woman, yank off the arms and legs of the baby with tweezers, stab into the back of its brain a vacuum, and suck out its brain and guts and all that until it's gone. And then they have to piece it back together to see if all parts
Are there?
And
That's sick. That's sick.
wrong.
That's sick. And for someone to be allowed to do that, for the country to be allowed to do that is I don't know. I don't know. You got to appreciate the guy that if we don't have workers, or if everybody's in prison, or depopulation, I mean, you got to look at the whole picture. I don't want to get into it too far or too deep tonight. You're always welcome. I do panels. You know my channel name. You'll find me. I'm in with NWA stuff, but I encourage you to take a look. No, it's not all sunshine and roses. And yes, sometimes it's negative.
There
And it's
is darkness in the country, but that's if you make it though.
just
There's
true.
always light
We all
at the
have.
end of the tunnel, and you always have to push forward and go through it because there's always going to be challenges. And all you can say is you have to get back up and do it. You have to get back up and work. Nothing's going to be handed to you. Because me, I had to work for everything that I ever owned. I had to bust my ass and get everything that I owned.
Yeah.
I wasn't silver spoon. There I go. I had to work for everything. I bust my ass. I have damage to my body that can't be done. It already happened. And I have medical health issues because of it.
Right.
And me, the mass incarceration part, there's actually more people who are actually getting out of prison for non-violent actions when Trump did the justice reform thing.
Yep.
More people who were getting out that were not supposed to be in there in the first place, or that served their time and were in there longer than they had to.
Right.
Like if, for example, someone gets pulled over for pot, they shouldn't go to prison for 5 years for pot.
No.
If the person
No.
had meth, heroin, and had a gun on him, yes.
Right. But for a little joint just doesn't need to be. We don't need to fill up the jails or the prisons with that anymore.
And to tell you the truth,
But how long have we had the war on it? You know what I'm saying? So.
the war on drugs is a big family. Because you're not going to stop drugs from being made.
Right. Whoops. All right. I'll wrap it up here. Any final words from the chat?
Not really, just express how you feel, and it's your First Amendment right to just choose.
Right, and make sure you pick up a camera. Because if you met somebody that's got a camera in his hand, maybe you don't think it's appropriate, or maybe you don't think it's okay.
No,
But
the only problem I had is when you started doing this. I would have, you didn't have to tell me, but I would have liked to know if it was on like YouTube or something, because my sister had a stalker who videotaped her car and stalked her for years.
Right. YouTube You.
I don't. That's why I'm with you on it, because I had families who were threatened. Son was crazy because he went up to their car, videotaped their shit, and just walked away.
Right. And remember, cops are like that too. If they get your information, running your name, they're running. That's why you don't want to talk to them ever. You don't want to give them your name ever. Make them take you to jail before you give up your name.
The truth. Me, and if a cop stopped me for no reason, I every right to, hey, if you have a charge on me, arrest me. And if you can't back it up, that's when I get my lawyer and I sue the fuck out of you.
Right.
Because the cop does not have any reason just to take you off the street and arrest you for no reason.
Or run your record for no reason when you're not even in front of them.
If they're looking for you and they need to make sure it's you, then yeah. Because for example, person's driving a car, they were pulled over, they got a warrant and all that stuff. They have to read your plate and all that, or try to figure out what's going on.
So you're not trying to go into law enforcement, though, correct?
I am not, because to tell you the truth, all the violence against police officers, I'm worried about my safety. If I don't want to be a cop, I'm a mechanic. I'm a mechanic. It's not my way to do that, but
right.
Cops are getting targeted for no reason, and it's needless.
It is needless, but at the same time, if they treated people better, I don't think it would be happening at all. I think that we wouldn't have this problem if they were fair, not curb stomping people, assaulting people, stepping on their necks. It's the excessive use of force that needs to be combated at this point. If we can get some of those complaints to go down. Look, they are always found to be founded, and they're in the right. And I don't like that. If I report somebody for doing something wrong, I expect that you look into it, and hopefully the guy gets reprimanded long enough and looked into. And I think half of them do need mental health help themselves. Just because you're a cop doesn't mean you don't need.
I do support that. Officers do need mental screening, because I did watch a YouTube video of a cop who mentally broke down right there.
I've seen it after a shooting. Yes.
That it needs to be done, and other than that, I don't support defunding, because if you defund the police, that you're taking away their training, the money that they need to train their people.
I understand. Detroit was one of them cities that got defunded, right? And you just watched the city go to crap.
If you defund police who are supposed to uphold the law, then lawlessness happens and people die.
I understand. And we're dying. Yeah, we're dying doubly then.
And the only thing I feel that what I call needless violence is a 19-year-old kid who graduated high school got shot before he told his mother that he was going to go to college. Or
right.
So that kids are dying, and I don't like that.
Police.
Everybody deserves to live free and live their American dream.
Joe Cool says police train their cops to be lawless. And Joe Cool's from Chicago, so he knows exactly what it is to get half of his block carted off to jail or prisons, or the war that goes on out there, as you would call it. I don't know how he would exactly call it. Again, I would invite you to a panel so that you can talk with people from all over the world. You don't close yourself off just to Sioux Falls. You make sure you get out there and talk to people about whatever issues you want to talk about. And that way you can be more informed, and not what the news is putting out and giving out. And again, you can promote your channel to where you can go live, and it literally can save your life. It can save your little brother's life, regardless. If you roll around with guns in your car, dude, I do not say that you're okay. I say that you feel the privilege, right? You feel the privilege right now, but I'd like to say that I just hope that...
What privilege?
I know. Well, we all get treated the same, right? We all get beat the same by the police, so...
That's another thing that I don't understand, white privilege. Just because I'm white doesn't mean I was privileged. Like I said, I worked for everything. I worked from the bottom up, and everything that I got, I busted my ass off to get. You
work for it, and there's a lot of Americans that work for it. But there are disabled people too. There are the elderly.
That's like that. What they need welfare. The only people that I support for welfare is veterans, elderly, and people who are actually disabled who can't work.
Correct.
Illegal immigration, though. Illegal immigrants. I'm not saying that they're bad. It's just if you give them free money, you're taking the money away from disabled, the elderly, and veterans who are from this country.
Do you believe that America has enough money in their military that there should be nobody homeless?
If we defund the military, China will be more bold to where they could attack us. The only reason why the military, I think the military should be funded more and have more money to them, is so they can protect our freedom. Because the same thing happened in Vietnam. Vietnam liked their freedom, and they got attacked by the North Vietnam, and that's where the Vietnam War happened. Communism was trying to take their freedom. And because South Viet Cong didn't have their military more advanced like ours, they didn't have the money for their military. It's how they were attacked and all that, and how the United States had to send our soldiers. The Vietnam War should have never happened. Should have never happened.
Should war ever happen?
I think war. You should have peace talks before war.
Definitely.
That's why I support the death of terrorists. If you're going to kill our citizens and openly try to kill them, you don't deserve to live.
Well, we definitely shouldn't be beating each other up, kicking each other's ass on American soil. That's for sure.
There is more pressing matters than just fighting.
No, and I know what you're saying. Half of Minneapolis should not be gone, and it continues tonight. So it's been ongoing. So every night, I was down there, and to see 20,000 people walk towards you is very jaw dropping. It's very. You feel like you're in the presence. You're huge. You're something bigger than what you realize. Our numbers do matter, and the cops, they're outnumbered, and I hope that they just see that and they calm down a little bit. That's all they need. Trump don't need to go on this tirade of hit him harder, hit him harder, hit him harder, and
tell you the truth, Trump actually didn't do that. All he's been saying is that let the cops do their job. And the saddest thing that I feel sad, and it's sad. Trump keeps offering these mayors whose cities are on fire federal aid, and they keep denying it.
Do they really?
They denied it. The Portland mayor was just offered.
Oh, he said get out.
He was offered today with federal aid yesterday, and a week before that by Trump federal aid, saying, do you need federal aid? Do you need federal troops to help keep the law and order? And he was like, get the hell out, we don't need you. When 90 straight days of rioting.
Yeah.
But at the end of it, I don't think there's going to be any businesses in Portland anymore, because they're all going to be burnt down to the ground. And there's going to be no jobs for those people who are burning down their businesses.
It's bad, and it's not funny. I understand. It is not for the faint of heart, and you got to know what each side's fighting for and what they're upset about. And I don't think there's moms that are taken to the street. There's dads, there's elderly, there's disabled people in wheelchairs that are getting. Look, man, it's just.
The only reason why I call Antifa cowards is because they put a disabled wheelchair person in front of them, so they wouldn't get pepper sprayed by the cops.
Oh boy.
Shit at the cops.
That's a discussion for a panel. That sure is. Why you would do that? But I can't get an Antifa person on a.
I don't trust them.
On a panel, I don't think.
I don't trust them because they're the ones who've been killing people recently. There was a guy who was shot and killed. Yes, he was a Trump supporter, but this guy who was a confirmed Antifa member shot and killed him for no reason.
Right.
He was literally walking away from the guy, and he said, we have one, we have a Trumper. Ran up behind him, point blank range, shot him twice.
I seen a dude today on YouTube. He got hit with a brick in the back of the head just walking down the street. Bam!
That's needless violence. That doesn't
Yeah.
need to happen.
No, it doesn't need to happen. And I agree with that too. But that's why we sit out here with cameras. That's why there's people filming. That's why, for their safety, they feel like it's a little bit safer. Not to necessarily get people in trouble, nothing like that. But you got to understand that both sides of this are feeling it. Like, the cops already have their own cameras, but why do their body cams fall off their shirt? Why do they go missing? Why do they're fighting unnecessarily? We will cuff up for the police, and they're like, yeah, no, you won't. That's not true, man. You don't have to wrench my arms. I'm a big dude. I don't need my arm wrenched. I need 2 pairs of cuffs. I don't need this treatment by my own government, you know? But
I can understand where you're going or coming from. Like
Antifa's different.
I take things from multiple people, all that,
Yeah.
but it's, yes, there's some good cops, there's some bad cops, and all that. Like George Floyd, never should happen. But there's new evidence that could state that George Floyd could have OD'd because
I've heard that.
He had massive amount of fentanyl in his system with meth. And before he was on the ground, he said when he was standing in his car or sitting in his car without cuffs on, he said, I can't breathe. When he was outstanding, he said he couldn't breathe. When he was cuffed and he volunteered to sit down, he said he couldn't breathe. And when he was put in the cop car, this is the thing that people don't say. He wasn't thrown on the ground by the cops. He jumped out of the car trying to escape. And then, the cops should have never put their knee on his throat.
Right.
But that's also a technique in their teaching that it's in the law.
Well, and look, and the jury will decide the facts fairly, impartially, hopefully, and get it right the first time around for everybody involved. If the autopsy guy goes up there and says what he says, and the cops say what they're going to say, and both sides can hash it out. But we're not getting justice. That's the problem. So these people go home at the end of the night, they go to their houses, and they just lay down, whether they did something wrong or not. You don't have the right to go shoot homeless people sitting on park benches. So that's where the street justice is, because they're not doing their jobs, I think. I think there's a direct connect to if they would just do their jobs and do it with pride. You know, you don't see a lot of this. Well, you do see some of the state patrol acting like hooligans, but they dress nice, they dress appropriate, they hold themselves to a higher standard. You look at the more urban areas or the ghettos, and these cops, some of them just act like thugs, worse than anything you've ever seen.
Yeah, to me, those are called gangsta cops or old-fashioned gangsta cops.
Yeah.
And the only reason why I think they're more like that is because they've been working in the ghettos and the hoods long enough where they have to be strict. Because if they, like I said, if you're a soldier or a cop, you have a split-second decision, and every second counts. Because there's cops who literally were just talking to a person, and the person who they were talking to just randomly pulls out a gun and shoots them.
Right. You can conceal a gun many different places.
And like knives, I watched a video recently of a woman who was literally just stopping a guy because she was just going to write him a ticket because he was speeding. He comes out charging at her with a knife.
When you have Joe Cool on panel, you have Antifa at Fuck the Police. I'll get Joe Cool on the panel then tonight, 10 o'clock. I don't know what time it is. Joe, we're going live tonight. Well, Second Son said he was Antifa. Well, I want to talk to you then.
It is 8:44 if you want to know.
He thinks the hood shouldn't own guns. Who said that? Joe? Well, anyway, like I said, look my channel up. I'm going to let you guys get back to it.
Well, we're done for tonight. It's too dark. And I'm playing in the dark with this is stupid because it's hard. During dark, it's hard for a cop to think.
Exactly. See, once it hits dark, it's a whole new...
Yeah, that's why...
I'm going to let you guys do what you do and get out of here. But make sure you look up my channel or whatever. Check it out. You know, I understand. I appreciate you even talking with me. And some of the best conversations come when people actually discuss things. And if I came across as a dick,
no,
it's part my persona, but it's.
like to apologize about the swearing and all that.
Oh, don't worry about the
That
swearing.
was
I swear so much on my channel. Not to say I shouldn't. I like to look better than that, but you know what? I am who I am. I can't change who I am. And
Say it
he's
how it is, and
he's
that's how-
he's young, so it
We
just
say it how it is, but I was raised with like very not like strict, but with manners. And
Right.
It was very rude of us to start swearing.
Right.
So I do apologize for that.
no big deal. And like I said, I know you guys got careers in YouTube or something or whatever you guys choose to do. So enjoy your night. Sorry if I,
It's your every right to.
by the car or whatever. They say here online, he's selling out. No, I'm just being nice and polite. A lot of people don't do that online.
Sell out. It's just to be nice.
It's being nice and being respectful. And a lot of people online don't get that they want to make an issue to cause the drama. And I think we had enough of that, 15 minutes or 30 minutes of that. I have more problem with Trumpers on the street now at this point with them running around with concealed carry and intimidating other people and conversating, and they think that the conversation, if it doesn't go their way, for some reason they got their hand on that gun, or they're just, and you should leave the kids alone. That's all I can say. If you're at a protest, you see a kid, just respect the kid. Same with what he's saying right now to me. You respect the kid because he's 14. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if for no other reason, it's because it's underage. So, and most of my content is above 18. So you guys enjoy your night, okay?
Okay.
Peace. FTP, challenge him, bro. You're not doing that. I am a man of peace. I don't think that he gave me all his opinions, and I appreciate that. The fact that it's merely subjective of what I thought and what he was doing and what he was actually doing. My opinion doesn't trump anyone else's. And maybe the way I came across at the beginning and knowing their age or getting to know them, I can see that they're, I don't know if he's from my area or not. Haven't fact checked that. Hopefully he'll jump on the stream. He'll take me up on an offer, come up on a panel, regardless of how he thinks. And maybe he'll put up with Joe Cool, Michigan Madman. Who knows? Let me get into it. Wow, we got a full moon over there coming out. That's pretty cool. See if I can get a shot of that moon. FGPD. Oh, Peen, man, what's going on tonight? What is going on? I hear a lot from Peen. Peen, you doing all right? I should have been. I can't look at the chat. I could have. I just didn't. Anyways, got like 3 calls during that one. I don't know. I can't see the moon now. No, I'm not looking for no confrontation. I'm not looking for none of that. Cops do their own thing. Whether whether you're playing airsoft, BB guns. I've seen people get shot over anything. So if I care about you, I'll come talk to you. If I don't care, I'll just whatever. Obviously the cops might be smart at this point to where they won't even respond, but I'm gonna do my job. It's what I do. You don't got to do their job anymore. I'll self-police myself, and how I come across is how I come across. I guess if it gets me hurt someday, then it does. no intention on being rude or not. You know, I'm okay if you're okay, but if you come across rude, or then I'll come across rude too, in hopes of some resolution. You know, but those hard-headed people, even the younger one, they just got a mouth on them. They're starting out in life, and I totally get that. That's okay that he does that. I'm not going straight back to home because I don't know where the I appreciate you guys sticking it out. Whoever did that super chat, Joe, if you want me to get a panel going, I can do that. We can have a party on panel for the rest of the night. I don't think Joe's too happy. Well, I don't know. He seemed like he had a lot to say. And here's what's funny about the COVID. People don't say they're stressed out, but they are. I'm trying to get a shot of this moon and I can't. And it's really bugging me because now I'm 2-3 blocks out of my way. Man. Pain. Lay off on Joe. I'm gonna say it like that right now. Not look. I don't know what happened to you two. A lover's quarrel or what? Jeez. What's going on? I mean, I'd like to get into your quarrel, but I don't know. All right, let me see if I can get this moon. Now I'm heading back. All right, let's check this out. I come around the corner here. We're gonna get a full moon tonight. Yeah, you're gonna get to see it, all of it. My full moon. Whether you like it or not. Do 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 do. Joe don't deserve that, Peen. What did you say about him, Peen? Huh? Tell me. God, I'm not gonna get a shot of it. I'm so pissed. There's gotta be trees everywhere in the city. Oh, well, give it an hour or two, it'll be up. So maybe later tonight I can come back out and get it. 3 blocks away now. You weren't there. Ooh. Okay. A little bit more over. Hold on. Oh, FTP, be easy. Your room sucks. Okay. All right. Here's the shot. There's the... There's the moon. For all that want to see it. Oh well. Well, I hope that the kid don't have too big of a chip on his shoulder. It sure sounds like he's got a lot on his plate. People don't necessarily agree with what's going on one way or the other in Michigan, but it is what it is. That's not Michigan. It's God, I can't even. Wisconsin. You know, people are stressed out to the max. It is what it is. Joe, I'll get a panel going here later. You and Pete can have it out on a panel if you want. Unless neither of you wish to talk to each other anymore. Guess that's fine too. What did you just say, Peen? What the Peen's taking his freedom of speech to a whole new level. He just upgraded. Better be a subscriber, or not a subscriber, better be a donator, Peen. Cause, man, running all my good people off. I didn't realize it was so easy to run Joe Cool off. I don't know. If you have a panel, Joe will smoke them. Peen, you good, bro. Easy. That's what I'm saying. Easy. Easy, buddy. Easy, everybody. Whoa. Sorry for my heavy breathing, right? I'm a big boy. I'm a big boy. You got what I need. All right. Well, no more singing. You know what I was gonna sing. I ain't gonna sing it though. We're just walking down the middle of the street. I hope you don't mind. Won't you be? You know what I was gonna do with that too. Anyways, I'm almost there. Joe has left several times from me. He's a Sancho. Ooh. Ooh. Peen, what are you doing? You just aren't this every night. Are you? Peen, what's going on tonight, man? We need to talk about this. We need to get a panel going. What time is it? Someone give me the time, Central Time. All right, peace out. Love, till I come back next time. Thanks for keeping the numbers up there in the 20s while I was busy on my little tirade. I hope you guys could hear good. And if not, I'm sorry. They both faded. You can't dialogue without doing that, Joe. Don't need to speak. I'm gonna end this one. Thank you, you guys.